What's up guys, today we're in Seal Beach, California and our client Gary wants to have solar installed on his roof. But the issue is Gary's roof is 20 years old and it's a composition shingle roof. So if we put solar on top of that old roof, it's going to lead to disaster. So we're going to rip that old roof off, install a brand new Owens Corning Duration Cool Series roof to ensure that it's leak free. We're also going to be working hand in hand with the solar company to ensure the right kind of jacks, flashings, and mounts get installed so we can guarantee that this roof will have zero leaks in the next rain.
So now it's time to get the job started. Once we had the proper permits pulled with the city of Seal Beach, I went ahead, grabbed the dump trailer, and met the guys at the job. I had everything all staged out with the ladders and the removal tools, so they went ahead and got started. Fortunately, this roof only had a single layer, so we were just going to rip that off and then rip off the felt paper to expose the plywood underneath to see if there was any type of wood damage. We typically have a good idea if there's going to be a lot of wood damage based on the outside. So when we come and give you an estimate, we do a 360 walk around of the home so that we can take a look at the fascia board, shiplap, and rafter tails. If those are fairly clean, then we know what's underneath the shingles is most likely going to be in good condition. But once we had all the paper and shingles lifted off, this home actually had zero wood damage, which is a really good thing. Usually homes that are closer to the beach, we do see a little bit more wood damage or termite damage on them, but the previous owners had taken really good care of this place and it was solid as a rock. If I remember correctly, this home was right around the 3,000 square foot mark and it took us one day to tear it off. Fortunately, we were granted access to the driveway, which made it a lot easier on us because we could just rip the shingles up, walk it over to the side, and throw it directly in the dump trailer. Alright, so here's a final shot before we went home for the day. You can see that we got the roof 100% ripped off, cleaned up, swept up. And what you see is actually number 30 felt paper on the top with some cap nails on it so that ABC, our supplier, could come load it with some Owens Corning Duration Cool Night Sky shingles. Those are actually the highest end of Owens Corning shingles that you can purchase, and that's what Gary wanted on this house. The next day, the solar company came and installed all the solar mounts. While we were waiting, we went ahead, dumped all the material, and made sure that everything was prepped 100% for the next day.
These are what the solar panels are going to mount to. When they install these brackets to the stud, they also include some sort of sealant right here to bond the plywood to the solar mount. Then we come in and we add number 30 felt paper and just cut it around the solar mount. From there we flash them, and then we put one nail right here to hold the flashing in place, and we're also going to go around and seal this with a black silicone. We also put mastic around the back part of this flashing.
So if you take a look at some of my other videos, you can see I usually only install 3-layer torch down systems or Owens Corning Duration Cool shingles. That's because these are the best products that you can install on a client's home. The Owens Corning Duration Cool shingles are the longest lasting and they have a great SRI rating, which means that it deflects sun and helps keep the interior of the home cooler. Overall, especially since this house was getting solar on top of these shingles, we wanted to go with the best product. You do not want to go with a cheaper product and then 20 years down the line have to take the solar off and redo it all over again. That could be very costly.
Okay guys, this is the progress after day one. I just dropped by here. I had to run estimates all day, so unfortunately I wasn't able to be on site and help the guys, but they got a ton done. Along the back side, they also got most of the roof done over here. And then cruising back over to this way, you can see what the solar jacks will look like when they're finished.
So here's a couple shots of the roof before the solar panels were installed. You can see right there, all the mounts are ready to go. We just need the panels to be placed on by the solar company. We also install metal valley pans on all the roofs that we do because they give you a cleaner look and a longer lasting life. In the rear, we installed 2 O'Hagan dormer vents to help with ventilation. I believe this project took 5 days start to finish. We had 1 day of tear off, 1 day where the solar company came and installed all the brackets to the studs, and then we had 3 days of shingling. Once we were done with the shingling, sealing all the flashings and all the solar mounts, we went ahead, made the call to the solar company, and they came back to install the panels. They did a great job installing the panels and were very delicate with the roof. That's always a big concern because you do not want to have too much foot traffic on these roofs when they're brand new, as it could wear out the granules. Once the solar was installed and everything was 100% completed, we went ahead and made the call to the inspector, and he came down and gave us our final signature. I just want to say thank you very much, Gary. I really do appreciate the business. It was a pleasure working with you. And thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you want to see more, please like and subscribe. I actually have a few jobs coming up that are not going to be roof jobs, like a complete window replacement in Newport Beach, California. See you guys on the next one.